مرحبا جميعا, hello تسوزان, всем привет, and hello everyone. Strikoder here and welcome back to a new episode. In this episode we're gonna solve an easy Linux machine on HackTheBox called Conversor, where we're gonna use XXE injection to get a shell, then needrestart binary on Linux to escalate our privileges and get the root flag. So without any further ado, let's get started. I'm going to sign in and let me check export all IB. So export all is just typing export on all Tmax windows, and then I'm going to remove everything just in case and Nmap that. But in here I'm going to make a full scan so we see port 80. I'm going to open Firefox, and inside Firefox I always would like to HTTP the IB that I have. We had a server proxy running conversor.hackthebox, so I would casually stop Nmap running and add host IB conversor.hackthebox, double check, and we have it. Now I run Nmap again, and casually I would check over here. So I would start with admin, invalid credentials, admin password, invalid as well, maybe admin root, root. So they are all invalid. Then I would start by closing the semicolon, or 1 equals 1. I'm going to like admin. So we don't have any SQL injection probably in here. What can we do as well? We can check the open ports. We see only 22 and 80, so our foothold is going to be through the 80 port. So I'm going to run FOF, and inside div area I'm going to type Conversor. We see a couple of pages. I'm going to check them later, and wfuzz, and instead of div area it's going to be Conversor. So we are checking if, wait, let me double check. It's going to be 28. So I'm here double checking if there is any other website that I can visit. Maybe it's gonna have the foothold. Then I'm going to Control U, check if there is any code or any version or any default app, custom made app, maybe with the GitHub. So probably we need to go to register. With registering, I would also run perp just to save some info. So I'm going to start here. It's running. And I like to change, if I can recall, the proxy settings into 8081. And in here, intercept on. So it's going to be Strikoder ABC 123 123. And I'm going to register. Here is the password. And save that in the repeater. I'm going to send it from here and drop this. Found. Redirect. We got probably that we are registered now. Let's resend that. I'm going to stop the interception. Username already exists. I wanted to double check if we can maybe overwrite the root password or some kind of that logic. and I'm signed in. So we can take the cookie session and use it with FUF again by, I believe, -h. Let me check. Well, actually by B, we can add the cookie. Maybe H as well. Probably the B and H for the header values, but I believe both work well. Maybe I would do that if we haven't found our entry, our foothold. So we have register, we have login, about, logout, JavaScript, convert. So we have the about, we have the convert. Method is not allowed. Let me check. Send that to repeater. What about post? It's a bad request. Let me check options. So probably that page is going to be accessed within another page or redirected to it with the data. So I'm going to have this over here. So we have this page. Let's check if there is any CMS. Maybe I would search for the word version. There is none. Bootstrap. Maybe a WordPress would be an option here. So we have download source code and we have an email. I will download the source code, but I'm going to disable that for a while. So it's in tar and download the template. Let's move into here. Actually, I'm going to do that here. So cd into home Kali downloads and source code .tar. So make directory to delete and move source to delete. And what was the other one? What have we downloaded? The Nmap. Move Nmap to delete, cd into to delete. And I always forget how we deal with the .jz. Let me double check. So tar, I believe, with other flags. Actually, let's try that. I can recall 4 flags instead of 3. So it we have the app and we can get the Nmap. So the XSLT is just a way to print the XML as an HTTP file, not as an HTML file, not HTTP. So we print that like with CSS. We can see here the colors. Actually, let's try Nmap again in here, but with instead of ON, I believe it was OX. And I'm going to wait a bit. Actually, whilst waiting, we can change the directory again. Let me check in here to delete. And inside here we can code dot to open Visual Studio Code. I prefer actually to use them since I know the shortcuts, but here I have sneak. So instead of checking the code manually, we can use sneak to, we are downloading dependencies, and we see over here that, okay, now it's finished. We see over here the app. Actually, let me check first of all if we have anything related to Git. There is none. We have the app, maybe the DAO uploads, templates. Here are HTML codes. We have the DB. Let's check the DB. So, .db. It's a SQLite. And so SQLite 3. Am I in the right place? Okay. It's in upload, right? Why I can't see it? Am I blind or something? Ah, instead of the instance. Okay. 3 userdb.dump, but we don't have anything. Maybe we can try that once we have a shell access. Let me get back into the main folder, and now we can check actually sneak. Okay, I'm going to copy that and check that later. So here we have open 5 issues. We have a path traversal. This is an informational. And in here we are not interested in that. So we have these mainly. So we see the XML path, the XSLT path. We have a path traversal due to the way it's being saved. And a MDB hash in here. Let me close code a bit. I can recall calling the XXE. Not now. Let it scale a bit. So I'm going to pause. Okay, 10 seconds later, we see all this stuff. Maybe we can try later the path injection, the path traversal. Okay, so I'm going to stop looking in here, and I prefer to look like this. We see template, static, script. We see an install, cat install.md. Okay, a flask to run it, Python. Then we see var conversor .hackthebox script .python do Python. So we are saving scripts, Python scripts into this and running them. Okay, that's cool. So we can either try to inject an XML or an XSLT. I tried with XML, it didn't work. If anyone had tried that and it worked with him, let me know in the comment section. With the XSLT, I tried a couple of injections, and the one that worked the best with me, I literally copy and paste that from HackTheBox Academy, where they teach about XXE injections. So let me show you that. XXE. Even here you can see the xxe.ddt. So we define our XML file, and then we say it's an XSL style sheet, which is XSLT. And here you say where it's gonna be saved. So we type the path that we had with a proper name like shell or reverse shell.python, and the Python script that we gonna run. So since it's Python, not a PHP, we need to import the OS, and then we say the reverse shell, and instead of the 443, I'm going to say, actually not that fours, and I'm going to copy my IB. So here we had nothing, and IBA, this copy paste the IB into my clipboard, and here is my IB. I'm going to save this. Okie dokie. Now it's not saving. What's happening over here? Ah, okay. So now it's saving. And yep, we can try and upload over here and maybe the Nmap with the XSLT to see how it's going to work. Let's see that. And let me run Nmap again. So it's going to be ON in the history, not OX, whenever I run that again. So we see it's a HTML with a proper styling, a CSS styling, and we see port in here, protocol, service, state. So it probably is taking the Nmap. Well, I should have showed Nmap. So it's going to be in XML, and here it's taking the values and putting them in here. But in our case, we're going to give this Nmap and this xxe.ddt, and we try to convert that. Okay, we need to rename this. So move xxe.ddt into xxe.xslt. Or maybe it's not called xxe. Yeah, xxe is going to be with the XML. I'm sorry, it's going to be the XSLT injection. Actually, we need Penelope. Let's try again. And we still don't have any shell. Maybe because I selected here the wrong one. Okay, so I need to run the Nmap again with this. And now probably it's going to work. Well, it's still not working. Now it's going to work. Let me check. Now let's try again. Mm. Nmap, I'm just going to, okay, so it was ON. And maybe we need to open that in order to get the reverse shell. Actually, we're still without any proper shell. So again, we upload Nmap, we upload this, we convert. This is the first one. This is the second one. This is the third one, and we still don't have any shell. Okie dokie. So after testing a little bit, I edited the values in here and put %, in order this to work, and after each %, I had another error where I forgot to put the semicolon in here, so I was testing a little bit, well, at least for 10 minutes, and after I have found that I forgot that, now we can see I got a reverse shell because it was running as a Python script where in the place where we saved that in here. Yeah, I mean in here in the conversor scripts shell.python. So now we are getting unlimited shells. Let me interact with one. And we see here probably where the yeah, probably these were the wrong values that I had, if I'm not mistaken. So we can conversor, check if there is anything in here. Maybe in the instance. We have the users.app, SQLite 3, user.app dot dump, and we have over here frame tag with this value. Let me actually, I'm going to copy paste from here. And in order to stop the reverse shells from coming, I'm going to go into the scripts directory and remove the shell.py. So now we have a password and hash ID. So I don't think it's going to be MD2, so it's probably going to be MD5. Them hashes, or I'm going to save it in here, them hashes.md5. Save that in here. Then hashcat.md5, and hashcat is going. I usually do that with Joan, and this is the password. But however, we don't know the user. where was it? The user is Fismat Hack. Fismat actually is the name of my faculty in Russian. So SSH Fismat Hack at IB. Yes. Which means Physica Mathematica i естественные наук, like mathematics, physics, and natural sciences. And now here we have the user flag. Let me copy paste it, and don't forget, guys, to like, share, leave a comment, and subscribe in order to motivate me for more videos. And let's try sudo -l since we are connected through that. So we have need restart. So I would usually run my GTFO bin issue ID. No, I don't need that. And let's try need restart. Let's see what's going to give us. So we have need restart in here. Let's check that. We have with sudo. So let's try that. We can echo probably. Actually, wait a little bit. So sudo user spin need restart -- help. Can we use the flags -q? So probably yes. Actually, we can try and run the bear code. What was bear code extension? Bear code extension .pl. We can actually define that without the extension. The -c is for a config. So are we defining? Then we are defining a bear config. Them temp. Where are we? Okay, we are inside the helm. Or vi evil.pl, and in Perl we execute bin bash I believe like that. Maybe we need a semicolon at the end. I have been writing code. I have been writing Python the whole time, so I forgot Rust, Perl, C+. Maybe sudo need restart -c home and evil. Now evil. And now we are root. Cat root.txt. I'm going to copy that and show you the second way. Don't close the video yet. I'm going to exit this And if we go in here, let's Google that actually. Where is the browser? He's in here. Okay. I'm sending that to the next window in Linux and need restart, privilege, escalation. And we see the CVE 2024. You can try whatever link you had. There are a couple like in Perl, in C+. I find this working quite good. I will provide that in the description if you needed that. So step to reproduce. Let's try that. Then malicious or evil. Let's try malicious dot sh. Paste that in here. chmod plus x malicious dot sh malicious dot sh. We need to trigger that then. Okay, that's cool. So we need to run the script as a whole script into your terminal and wait or trigger it manually. So we need to trigger that. Mail.sh. Why here it's not set? And let me see. Okay. And in here maybe we can try to add Python path. It's the continuation of the script to take our current working directory and to say Python 3 it's e.py and we can get everything to null. Then pyd exclamation mark. Let's leave that for 3 seconds, then sudo need restart. We can try and type the whole path, but I forgot that. I mean, we can go up and check that. Let's keep that short for now. Wait till the Python PID. Let's try and run this script now. Chmod, it's in here. Command not found. Let's see what command is not found. On line 27. The lib.c. Okay, we need to get the lib.c and e.py. Actually, let's try that then. I'm going to send that into the background by F12. It's an SSH. Okay. We can try and send them to here. And Control Z. Or actually, foreground that. And let's try to download this. Download this. Download this. Lib start. So upload. Home Kali download. e.py. Then home Kali downloads. Lib.c. Then home Kali downloads start.sh. That's great. I extremely love Penelope. Thanks for the developer. Now they are in var dub. Let me go var dub Conversor. Permission denied. Okay, let's try with temp. That's strange to deny to var dub. Okay, ls temp. Let's check temp. Probably we can send them to temp. Let's check temp. Yes, we can. So move e.py lib.c start.sh into temp and ls temp. So chmod, or let's move to temp, chmod plus x into the start.sh. Let's move them. Is it because of the current directory? Because they are not owned by us. Okay. Then let's change into here. Yes. cd into home, directory, downloads, and web server. Now we can get them from here. So the start sh, it's in here. Then we need the lib.c and e.py. chmod plus x for the start.sh, then start the start.sh, gcc command not found. Okay. Okay, since gcc is not installed, I copy paste the command from here into my host, and now I have the .so. I would just download it from here. Now maybe try to edit the start.sh and remove this since we have it compiled already. Actually, make directory import lib and move ini.so into import lib. Now let's start the start.sh. We see here as well an error. I'm going to write that by myself probably if it didn't work. So let me check the e.py. Okay. So it just does that. Actually, let's try again. So I just edited the script and let that run for 2 seconds. And where can we find the hashcat? Is it in here? Not in here. Here. So we can't. Okay, I'm going to get the password again. I'm going to run this and I believe the hashcat was in here. And it should be SSH sudo need restart. And now we have effective UID root. Cat root root.txt. So that was it. Thank you guys for watching and see you next time.